So like most other people, I was anticipating this game. I wanted it to be really good, and I felt that it would actually fill in that niche that Halo used to fill in until it started to suck. This game was kind of plagued with a lot of bad publicity, in my opinion. Like, a lot of people were saying that the beta was kind of crap. I myself didn't get to play the beta. But regardless of that, I saw that it was available on Redbox. So I figured, yeah, let me give it a shot. And, if it's ass, I don't have much of an investment in it. Within an hour, I jumped right into the multiplayer. And I just went right for that. And pretty quickly, I found how fun this game actually was. I was in a party with a few of my friends, and I was telling them what I was doing, and I even showed them on SharePlay. And within an hour, everybody got it. They either got it through Redbox or they actually bought it, and we were just playing all night. Easily, I think I put like 10 hours into that multiplayer. Now, let me start talking about the actual game, though. It's pretty interesting that this game actually follows more of the old school shooters where you kind of just pick up health, ammo. You make like a pretty basic loadout, like you start with, you pick what weapon you want to start with, and just go right from there. I kind of like that because shooters, I really feel, are following too much of that Call of Duty trend. It's kind of why I like Overwatch. It's, pretty straightforward game, and you just go in and you have fun, and no matter how much time you put in, doesn't really matter as far as like what guns you use. This game does have an unlock system, but you go up ranks really fast. I would say it probably takes about 30 minutes worth of matches to unlock all the guns. You only have to be ranked 16. That sounds like it's kind of high, but you get that so fast. I think after like the first match, I went up like 5 ranks. I'm already prestiged. Like, it's so crazy how fast you rank up in this game. The max rank is 50, by the way. But you pretty much stop unlocking stuff after 16. After that, you only really unlock customization items, and the customization items are actually really impressive. It kind of reminds me of Halo Reach. Um, each like style of armor has different paint styles as well, so there's a lot of variety there. I think that's kind of padding though, but it does technically count. You also unlock colors for both armor and weapons, as well as patterns and a few other things. You can also pick how worn you want the armor and how dirty you want it. It's pretty interesting how far you could go with the customization. You also unlock something called hack modules. I don't like to use them because they're kind of annoying after a while. That's one thing I'll probably subtract. They do kind of give you like a bonus, like some are like unlimited ammo, which honestly that sounds overpowered, but there's ammo pickups everywhere. There's also things like you start off with more shields, etc. Kind of dumb stuff. There's wall hacks and vital signs where you can see people's health or you can see them through walls. Not really anything too crazy on that. I usually just have them on none, and I also turned off the way they autofill and stuff because I just can't stand starting in and it's like, oh, XP boost. It's like, I don't give a fuck. So that's one thing that's kind of annoying. Also on every map, they have like a super weapon spawn somewhere, like a chainsaw or the big fucking gun, or what was it, a Gauss rifle I think it was, and those are pretty much one shots. So that's kind of interesting too. That's like more of an old school style where you have to go and get the big weapon, and I kind of like that as well. It's kind of fun to do that instead of just being able to spawn in with everything. The demon mode I thought was going to be a little overpowered. It depends really, because I've seen demons go down like really quick without killing anybody. That mechanic's actually kind of interesting because I believe there's 4 demons, and each one has like a perk. One is kind of like balanced, a little bit of everything. One has more health but is kind of slow and is all melee, doesn't have any like range. One is like a super tank, kind of slow, does a lot of damage. And then there's like one that's like really, really fast but like no health. And I would say it takes maybe about like 3 people to kill most demons. But when you kill the demon, it's pretty satisfying, and you also get to become the demon, which is really cool. The counter is like about a minute, so you only get to be the demon for like a full minute, and if you kill somebody that was the demon, you pretty much start off where that timer left off. So it's not like when the demon mode's on the field, you're not going to just see it keep changing teams and constantly like refreshing the 12 minutes. Or I'm sorry, a minute. So that's pretty good. I like that. Now, I really don't want to keep talking about the multiplayer. I do want to shift over to the campaign a little bit. I didn't play much of it. I'll be honest about that. I was actually mostly focused on um, the multiplayer, but I did play enough of the campaign to get an idea of what's going on. Now, I really like Wolfenstein. Now, I'm going to compare that to another reboot of a long-running franchise. Like, they basically came out about the same time. Wolfenstein reboot was pretty good because, it kind of was like a refreshing start of the series. Like, okay, wow, this is cool. I'm actually interested in this and everything. But it didn't necessarily feel like Wolfenstein. Like, it was a good shooter. It was a good game. But it didn't, like, feel like the old game. Like, I wouldn't have if it didn't say Wolfenstein on it, I probably wouldn't have known. And also the characters. I mean, if they renamed it, I wouldn't have known. This is actually kind of interesting. The campaign maps and the way the enemies are placed and how they come at you reminds me of old school Doom, except it's on the fresher coat paint and it looks updated. I heard the campaign's kind of short, even though Bethesda said it's like 13 hours. I'm still playing through it. Not really sure how long it's gonna be. I'll probably update this video with something like some, whatever you call those things, annotations, when I find out how long it actually is. But it is a lot like old Doom, except, like I said, updated. I played on the hardest difficulty first, because I typically like to try and beat a game on the hardest one. And what I do like about the hardest difficulty is that it kind of follows like an older school Halo style where like headshots matter and shit like that. So like the time to kill enemies isn't ridiculous because you're on hard difficulty. So it's not like a bullet waster. Also, you have unlimited pistol ammo, so you never have to worry about running out of bullets. The only thing that is different is it seems like they just hurt you a lot more. Like you could probably get one-shotted or close to one-shotted. So there's the challenge. So that's kind of cool because there is kind of bullet helly in some parts, like old school Doom. So that's interesting. And I like those kind of difficulties more because the most recent Halos, when you put it on Legendary, you just switch guns. That's the difficulty. It's not that the enemies are smarter or that they hurt more. Well, I guess they hurt a little more, but mainly they just eat bullets for days. And I hate when they do difficulty like that. Like, that is the stupidest way to do it. So this one did pretty good. It's kind of like Wolfenstein, I guess, as far as that goes, because they did pretty well as, where you put it on the hardest difficulty, headshot's still a headshot, and you just receive more damage. Also, Uncharted is like that. I'm playing Uncharted now, and I gotta play through that a little bit more, but I got sidetracked by this. But yeah, Uncharted on the hardest difficulty is also, alright, well, they die in, very little amount of shots, but so do you, so. Overall, this game is really hard to rate, because, I mean, I don't think it's worth $60. I'll say that right off the bat. Not because it's a bad game, but just because, like, I mean, the multiplayer is good, but I feel like I don't want to say it would get boring, because I don't think it would. But it's like Overwatch is coming, and I know this game's going to get overlooked because of Overwatch, and that's pretty sad, because it's actually a really good shooter. The campaign, if it is as short as some people are saying, or if it's not really 13 hours, that's also going to kind of detract it a bit. So there's that. Mainly the only thing that's going to keep this game having life is really the multiplayer. I think a better price point would probably be like about 40 to 45 bucks. I actually even think Overwatch is worth that, so I'm not saying Overwatch is going to be far superior than this game because Overwatch is just multiplayer. At least this game has both a single player and multiplayer. I think if the campaign was co-op, I would have probably said, oh yeah, maybe $60. But it's not, and that's kind of eh. And I know Uncharted's not either. But they look like they really try to tell a huge story. The story so far in Doom is, kind of, alright, well, here's your gun, blah, 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 and you just start going out and shooting things. That's kind of cool for what it is. I enjoy that personally. But some people might want a more solid experience. I hope that opens up a little bit more, and it might. Like I said, I'm not going to really detract from the score because of the campaign yet, because I haven't really played all the way through. But I'm not saying that's probably one of the biggest factors. I think it's good for returning Doom fans, but I don't know how much weight that would actually hold. Overall, though, this is a really fun game. I probably would be playing multiplayer for hours and hours and hours, and I probably would keep playing it, and that's what mainly is going to make it so long to have me finish up the campaign. Also, there's a map creator. It's called Snap Map. Unfortunately, I don't see any, as of right now, I don't see any modes on the online multiplayer that incorporates them. Maybe in a future update they'll involve custom maps, but that's pretty cool. You can make your own maps, you could download other people's maps, and I'm not sure how it works yet. I haven't really bothered with it too much, but I'm guessing you're probably just going to be only able to do like private matches in that for now. But cool that you actually have that. I remember Halo 5 launched without Forge, which is ludicrous. So overall, I want to give this game a 9, but that 9 is mostly nostalgia based. Like, you know, I like Doom when I first, you know, like earlier on when I used to play it like on PlayStation and systems like that. But nostalgia aside, I guess it would be more like an 8.7 out of 10, which isn't necessarily like a bad score, honestly, as you can see. And I want to give it the 9, but I don't know because it's $60. When it goes lower in price, the score obviously goes up. But I mean, really right now my biggest pull is the multiplayer. Like, it's just so good. For me anyway, because I've been looking for this for the longest time. If you're a fan of Quake, if you're a fan of older shooters, or even like an older school Halo, this pretty much fits that to a T. You have fun. Some weapons are a little stronger than others, like everyone uses super shoddy, whatever, to be expected, I guess. But overall, it's a cool game. I'm having fun with it. I still want to play it, and it's probably going to hold me up on playing some other games like Uncharted. So overall, I really recommend checking this game out, even though Overwatch is right around the corner. I really hope this game doesn't get overlooked too bad because of it. It seems like it's so far. And I really just want people to notice this game a little bit more. It's definitely deserving. And it's definitely going to bring the Doom franchise back, hopefully, because it's a good stepping stone for it. If it doesn't, then it's only because of the time it came out, really. Overall, thanks for watching. I'm going to, once again, leave you with the rest of this clip.
Convincing victory. Demon possession ended.